Hi everybody! So nice to see everybody here. Basically today I wanted to talk about LuLaRoe and the NDSS and kind of just all of the negative press that has surrounded LuLaRoe in the recent. Filming outside today because it's actually kind of nice out here. It's not too cold. Here in Washington, we get a lot of rain. It is a little bit misty, but it's been really nice, so I'm filming outside today. Basically what I wanted to talk about today is how LuLaRoe handled the instance with Bobby. Now, if you don't know, what happened was, and I'm not trying to keep the story spinning, I just think it's important that we look at a lot of different aspects of it. Basically what happened was the consultant's name or the retailer's name was Bobby. And Bobby was on a live stream, and in order to make fun of himself for making a mistake, he mocked the entire special needs community. Now, he made really, really poor decisions, and I do not condone that kind of behavior or those kinds of actions. I think that the special needs community already fights such strong stereotypes for this type of thing that, it's just really unnecessary. And so what happened is the NDSS, which is the National Down Syndrome Society, spoke with LuLaRoe, who they've long partnered with, and said, please contact Bobby and terminate his contract, or we will no longer partner with you. And LuLaRoe said, well, we believe in assuming innocence. And Bobby and his family made an apology video. Since then, we have found out through the Home Office update that instead of just accepting his apology, they have also placed him on a 30-day suspension, him and his wife both, on a 30-day suspension from selling anything LuLaRoe. Now, I think that this is great. I think that they went another step, and they should have. It was necessary because he really needed to understand that his actions were not okay. So it's probably going to take a hit on them and their family, which I'm very sad for. But that's what happens, and those are the consequences of making mistakes that way. So I think as far as that goes, I think LuLaRoe really tried to navigate the waters the best they could, but they never really dealt with anything of this caliber. There's been a lot of Facebook live streams where nothing's happened, where it's been no big deal, and people are just, selling their clothing and, talking with their customers, and everything has been just absolutely fine. And so we have this one instance of a consultant who made a poor decision, and now they're having to learn how to react to those types of things. So I think they're still a growing company, learning the lay of the land and learning what, a clear and concise consequence is for something of this nature. So I think LuLaRoe is doing the very best that they can in this situation. Now, as far as severing ties with the NDSS, in the Home Office call, they said they realized after this incident that, the NDSS is a very narrow frame of vision as far as helping the community. They are for only only for people with Down syndrome, and they only look out for people with Down syndrome, which is great. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. People with Down syndrome definitely need a society that looks out for them. But as far as LuLaRoe, who is an opportunity for all kind of company, it just doesn't really mesh well with their framework. And so I can understand why at this point they decided that it was okay to sever ties with the NDSS. It just was circumstance, really. I think it really was the circumstances, and they had to make a decision. As a brand new LuLaRoe consultant, meaning brand spanking new, I just placed my onboarding order. This terrified me. This whole situation terrified me. There's also in the news, that LuLaRoe is being accused of being a pyramid scheme. And there's also in the news, the class action lawsuits that have been filed by older retailers who were not given back 100% of their product when they sold back to LuLaRoe. And that's because in the interim, LuLaRoe changed their policies to 85% instead of 100 when you sell back to LuLaRoe. And those are for the people that are going out of business. Those are for the people that no longer want to do LuLaRoe. They changed their policy so that there would be a 15% basically restock fee. for having to take all the clothes back, which to me seems totally reasonable. And that's the contract that I signed up for. So, I know what I'm getting myself into. So personally, how I feel about all of this is that, every company has growing pains, especially a company like this that has grown so quickly. They are flying by the seat of their pants, I think, every single day. And that is not a discredit to them. That is because they have made a company that is growing so quickly that they have to. And with that comes those growing pains. And I think a lot of, goob or people who are thinking about getting out of LuLaRoe can tell you the same thing. And this is just my personal opinion. And if you disagree, please tell me in the comments down below. Tell me what you think. I really want to hear what the community has to say about this. But as far as LuLaRoe is concerned, I did a lot of research, and I didn't feel as though it was a pyramid scheme. I don't feel that it's necessary to, work on your downline if you don't want to. You can still make money without having to worry about your upline and your downline. And I think that's the difference between it being a pyramid scheme and it not being a pyramid scheme personally. If I had to, recruit in order to make money, then yeah, I would feel a little bit differently. But I don't have to. And that's kind of, I think maybe eventually I will have a downline, but I want it to be organic. I want it to be because somebody was absolutely interested in joining LuLaRoe and they wanted to be a part of my team. And that's great. I don't rule that out for myself at all. But, I do want to make sure that it's not my top priority, if that makes sense. I just want to sell comfortable clothes to the women that need them. And for all of you who don't know, the reason why I'm doing this, there's two very strong reasons why I'm doing this. One is because about 1.5 years, 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia. Now, fibromyalgia is something that will constantly affect me through the rest of my life. It's a chronic condition that will never go away. And I absolutely believe that LuLaRoe saved my life. I had this problem with symptoms that I felt like bugs were crawling all over me all the time. And my doctors, my neurologist, my rheumatologist, and my regular doctor all told me, well, this is a symptom of fibromyalgia. This is your nerves being overactive and your nerves firing off like crazy and being affected by the textiles that you wear. And so from there, I was on a search. I was on a search for something that would be comfortable enough and soft enough in the right material that I could actually wear clothes again and feel like myself and not feel this overwhelming feeling of creepy crawlies all over my body. And I bought my very first pair of LuLaRoe at a little just holiday bazaar. There was only one LuLaRoe consultant there, and I bought my very first pair of leggings and my very first Irma. And let me tell you, when I went home and put those clothes on, I was a new person. I was a new person, you guys. I didn't feel like those bugs were crawling all over me. I finally felt normal for once in my life. That is my why. Because I believe that there is a huge community, an underserved community out there of people with fibromyalgia that suffer these very same symptoms, and they're looking for something to give them relief. And I believe that LuLaRoe has given a niche to that they will, be able to see, just like me, that you can live a normal life. You don't have to be bogged down by all of these symptoms. The second why that I have is my daughter, my beautiful 3.5-year-old daughter. She has been with me since she was born. I have been a stay-at-home mom, and I have raised her, and it has been an amazing journey with her. It's just been incredible. But she's at that point where she's going to school now, and I'm starting to have some free time, and I wanted to do something that was going to empower me, that was going to help me get out of my comfort zone. I have social anxiety, I have depression, I have all of these things that I battle on a daily basis, and the social anxiety part of it has been really, really big. Even so far, I was invited to go to a pop-up to shadow my sponsor, and being able to interact with these women and make them feel beautiful with just some clothes. Seriously, it's just clothes. But to make they feel so beautiful. They feel wonderful about themselves when they're wearing these clothes. And I feel wonderful when I'm wearing these clothes. And to see their faces when they find their perfect pattern or their perfect print is just incredible. And a lot of people miss that part of it, I think, and worry too much about sales and don't focus as much on the being beautiful part and making others feel beautiful. And I really wanted to show my daughter that, one, mommy can do anything she sets her mind to. Anything she wants to do, she can succeed in if she works hard enough. And two, I wanted to show my daughter that in order to be a strong woman, in order to raise strong women, you have to be a strong woman. And that means you have to surround yourself with a community of strong women. And I believe LuLaRoe has made a community of very strong women who are out there living their truth, who, understand what this business is about, and that it's not just about, selling clothes. It's about love. It's about compassion. It's about understanding the beauty in everybody, not just you, but the beauty in everyone around you. And I think that it is so important to remember that when you are struggling, maybe those sales aren't as high as they should be. Maybe you've taken a dip because of all of the bad and negative press that LuLaRoe has received recently. Please, please, please just remember that this business is about making others feel beautiful and feel amazing. And it's our job to do that. So I think that at this point, even with everything going on with the bad press, I still made the decision to do my onboarding and order my stock. So I will be selling here shortly. I'm so very excited. If you would like to join my VIP group, go ahead and go to facebook.com/Keisha for LuLaRoe. That's KESHIAFORLULAROE. And that's Keisha for LuLaRoe. And that'll get you onto my page. And if you just instant message me there, I will go ahead and add you to my VIP group. Thank you so much for watching and being here. Please let me know if you have any questions, concerns, comments, anything. Go ahead and just put those right down below. I will read and make sure that I contact everybody who does comment. So again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for listening. And I hope you have an absolutely beautiful day.